How does that change, or does it change fall camp when we get that much experience up front?
No, I mean, we're still trying to figure out, always trying to figure out the best combination. Just because it worked last year doesn't mean it works this year, and trying to bring the young guys along and figure out where we can be better.
Looked like the other day you had a little bit different group out there. You mixing those guys around a little
Yeah.
bit to try to see what?
Yeah, sure. Always mixing them around. It's unrealistic to think that we're not going to get hurt at some point during the year, and so that we're trying to prepare for that in advance and see who can play what other positions and what's the best combination of the five.
On the Mountain West Media Days depth chart, you had Averill and Yaku switched. Was that just a error, or is that?
I don't know. Yeah, that would have.
Yaku's still at right guard.
I mean, he's playing both, but yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
You got the 6 guys with quite a bit of experience adding Archie in there, and Reese was saying if the 6 guys really take care of their business, it's going to be hard for anybody else to kind of catch them because of that experience. How difficult will that be for those young guys to crack that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that you would hope that's the case. I mean, you would hope that the old guys would continue to get better, and it's dang near impossible to beat them out. But if I'm a young guy, I'm paying attention to the old guys, and I'm trying to learn some stuff. And hey, like I said, injuries. I mean, we know how quick that everything can change, and all of a sudden you're thrown in the fire. We saw that last year with what happened at Air Force, and so that's what we're preparing for all the time.
Those young guys, anybody knocking on the door, or
I think they're all making good progress. It's tough to tell right now. I mean, we're only day 4, but we'll day 5 today, first day in full pads. We'll see if anybody rises up.
I know you were pretty high on Eli McCullough. How tough was that to absorb that loss?
Yeah, that's a tough deal for our program. It's tough for Eli, but it's football, and so we got to move on, and we're going to continue to help Eli out and making sure he gets his degree and do whatever we can to help him. But yeah, that's always tough for anybody.
Is that something coaches say about looking for combinations, and it's a position where there's so much teamwork? What do you look for when you hear coaches say that we're looking to see who might perform better with whom?
A lot of times, I think it's personality based. You got a guy that is kind of a natural leader, wants to make a lot of calls, and so sometimes he'll fit real well with a guy that maybe is a little bit more quiet, and so that combination kind of works well. Sometimes 2 strong personalities next to each other and they argue over stuff. That can't be. Sometimes that's not good. And then just the camaraderie. Certain guys play better next to other guys, and they have an idea how they're going to fit something like a block. And if you're the trail man on a block, you know how he's going to fit it, and you can attack it a little bit better. But we're trying to make sure that right now that any combination of the guys, they kind of know how to play off each other.
What are you looking for in terms of a next step out of this group, building off what they were able to do last year?
Oh, we got a lot of stuff to improve on. A lot of stuff. I mean, shoot, from our stances all the way to adjustments and everything else. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that we can improve on. And so, day 5, we're hopefully working through some of those basic fundamentals and going to keep building on that and be ready to take on maybe some more challenging stuff.
Outside of Reese, so Travis, Yaku, Archie, Baggett, all those guys played guard and tackle, kind of have that flexibility.
Let's see. Yeah, all of them. The one Marcus played guard too for a year.
That's right.
So, we're trying to teach those young guys that come in, hey, snap, sit down the road, you can play center, even if they were a tackle or whatever. So just, again, trying to prepare for the worst and being able to move guys around.
This time last year, you had 3 new starters. Your 2 returning starters were switching spots. A lot of questions. What's the feeling kind of like a year different, knowing you've had those guys back and you see what they did last year?
Those guys did a great job on their own just in the summertime preparing last year, and they did they played pretty well last year. And this year we're taking nothing for granted, and they're working hard. We got the kids that are playing right now are the guys in that group. They're very self-motivated, so they're not patting themselves on the back. They know it's a new season, and they got a lot to prove. And so I'd say they're just as hungry this year as they are last year. And you never take anything for granted. Hey, we know playing O-line, you can beat the crap out of a guy for 68 plays, and on 2 plays you give up a sack, everybody thinks you had the worst game of your life. So, I mean, you take nothing for granted.
What is Marcus's injury kind of doing to open the door maybe for some other guys?
He's going to be fine. It's actually a blessing. I mean, we're getting some young guys some more reps, and, it's easy.
Does Mason just slide into the first-team line for camp?
We've been competing with a lot of guys, a lot of different combinations. So, it's good. It's good.
Coach Harsin had said he believed that Marcus would be back by the end of fall camp. That's still the plan?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
Who else plays center besides Marcus and Mason?
Travis Averill, Andrew Tursick, Troy Bacon's played, and then we have like Garrett Larson's a new guy that can play. Hunter Nettles has played some that was at Snow College last year. So we got quite a few guys that snap. I mean, normally when you go center quarterback exchange before practice, there's only a couple guys. Man, we lose half the line, and I can't do anything with the other guys. So yeah, we got a lot of guys that can snap.
How has Mason progressed?
He's doing good. Did a great job in the weight room. He's strong. I think he was a pound for pound, maybe our strongest guy on the team. You have to check with Coach Pittman, but yeah, he's doing good.
Where do you want to see him take his game to the next level?
He needs to clean up some things in terms everybody basic fundamentals, but just some assignment stuff here and there. Maybe a little bit better at anticipating a few things. But physically, he's really talented, and we're going to try to help take his game to the next level mentally.
How good does it help your line when you're going against the D line that you have on this team?
Yeah, it's great. We say that iron sharpens iron all the time, and the good thing about that group is they compete really hard, and even the linebackers, in the mix with our tight ends as well. Those guys in the front seven, they know how important it is to compete against each other because hopefully iron sharpens iron, that whole deal. But that when it gets to the games, it's easier for them.
Coach Caldwell was saying that the offensive line won't go up against a guy like Deuce probably all season. That they were going on the scout team last year.
Yeah, we had a damn good scout team last year, which made life rough at times, but really good on game days.
What did he do? I mean, everybody's talked about what he did against your offensive line in practice last year.
He's a there's times you get to week 6 and you're on the scout team, there's not a whole lot of energy. You got some guys throwing you around, at times. That dude, number one, he's a good player, but number two, he's a real emotional, good leader, and he could get those guys fired up, those other guys, because we had some real talented guys. You had Derek Bowles and David Moe and some of those other, and so you get those guys fired up, and week 6 isn't week 6, it's like week 1, and it keeps you fresh. And so that was maybe as big as anything. It's just making the other guys around him better.
With a new quarterback and a new running back for this team, how much are you stressing on the line that you guys need to be strong from the get-go to maybe help out there?
No different than we would any other year. I mean, like I said, all it takes is 2 bad plays and everybody thinks you suck. So, and Lord knows you might have 4 or 5, maybe 20. I don't know. So we take nothing for granted.
You guys are slapping another giant photo of an offensive lineman up on the outside of the stadium. What Marcus do to I don't know if is that an honor or a bad thing to have your picture of yourself out there?
I actually haven't seen it. Is it so? It's up right now.
No, they said what it's going to look like, but
oh, what's the word underneath it?
He's toughness, I believe.
Okay, well I would hope he's done a pretty good job of doing that since he's been here. So hopefully he can finish it off for us.